Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of the raid, and today we are doing the War Beast, or the forest portion of the raid. This is after the bathhouse, and you guys got to do a second part in between this where you guys have to open the gate again with getting the 3 staffs, and then it'll give you access to this raid. Now this one's kind of like the Gorgon part from Vault of Glass. You gotta focus on not being caught by these warhounds that appear out. There are 6 of them. Now, when you come into this area, you're going to start on the other side of this. I kind of cut it forward a little bit, but we're starting at the very front part. You kill all the ads and then come up here. Now, there are going to be 2 prism stones that are sitting on the top of this safe room, and then you got 4 little pollen circles that you're carrying around between the other 4 people. Your goal is to go to find the flowers that are being pollinated and they glow a light purple. There's going to be the person who picks up the prison stove on the left hand side. He's going to scan that left hand side and tell you which flower there is. Now our group numbered them. We had first left, second right, or second left, second back left, and then we had 2 in the middle, one we called tree and one we called rocks, just because that's what they were right next to and in between. And then we had the first right, second right, and then back right. Your goal here now is when you have all 4 people near the flower that is spawning, the guy with the prism stone is going to stand in his light that is right next to that flower and then blast it when it pops open. And when you do that with all 4 people, you're going to get 3 empowering spores per person. So your goal is to get 12 per flower. And with this, you guys are going to get a damage buff that allows you to kill the war beasts or warhounds that are circling around the map. There are 6 of them, and you have to kill all of them before you're allowed access to the next part. And after you do this, you guys will get access to the gauntlet. But this part is probably the hardest part of the raid as far as communication goes. A little technical. It's a little glitchy right now. Like, we've had several times the dogs would just fucking turn around and run at you. Like, they would not spot you. They would just literally turn around and run after you. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. You guys got to kill these beast handlers after every time you kill the flower. These beast handlers that pop out, you have to kill them with the prism stone. So the top people, 2 top people, are responsible for doing that, as well as dictating and showing you guys where to go. Once you guys on the bottom get your routes down, you can have the top guys just call out where the flowers are. And once you guys get your routes down, all 4 of you guys should be able to figure it out. It's not too hard. The first lefts and first rights are pretty easy. The 2 in the middle flowers are pretty easy, and then the one in the back left and back right aren't as hard. It's the second left and second right that are really going to screw you guys over, because starting out, the combination is it's either going to be first left, second right, or it's going to be first right, second left. So within the first 2 flowers, you're going to have to get those paths down, and your goal is to get a stack of usually around 36 to 49, 48. You want to try to hit 3 or 4 flowers. It's a little hard. As you see here, I got a little stuck because 3 people called out 3 different directions in which they were going. So I wasn't sure what they were wanting to do, and then we eventually just called it, hey, let's do some damage to the dogs. Now, a key thing to know if you guys are just starting this raid, if you guys kill 1 dog at a time and try to get it within 4 rounds, because you have 4 rounds to do this. The one starting out, and then you get 3 uses of the safe room to allow you guys to escape, as well as 1 res token each. So if you guys go through and kill 1 dog, and on this part we all designated what flower we were going to go to. There's 8 flowers, so we all stood between a flower and designated one. Unfortunately, there was no dog at the second left one, so I got screwed there and I wasn't able to get any damage to the dog, but everyone else was, because they found the right flower, because there's 2 flowers that won't have a dog next to it. When you guys get found, the dogs run to a flower and start howling right next to it, and eventually it lets out a psionic like blast that'll kill everyone if you're not in the safe room. But as I was saying, you guys gotta kill the dogs pretty much at the same time. If you guys can get as much damage as possible on 6 of the dogs within like 3 rounds and then finish them off in the last one, that'd be great. Probably the best way to go about it, if you kill 1 at a time, even if you just kill 1, the other 5 within like 10 to 20 seconds, there's a little dialogue that appears on the bottom left that says the beasts grow restless. They get very anxious, they get a little faster, they get a little more alert, it looks like, and most times out of not, they're going to find you and just kind of glitch out and turn around, find you, hear you. I'm not entirely sure if the radius increases as far as their smell or their sound, but either way, they get a little carried away. So try to get as many spores as possible. I've seen a couple of videos of people getting up to 5 to 6 flowers, even 9. It just depends on what kind of group you have. This group, to be honest with you, wasn't the best as far as communication goes. People were kind of getting carried away and wanting to just go after 3 flowers. So that was the goal, was to try to reach 3 and then go do damage to the dogs. We all finally decided that we were going to try to get damage on each one individually and then kill them off in the last round, which worked. We actually finished this off in 3 rounds. Which wasn't bad, just because the team figured out where the dogs' positions were and we were able to get in enough damage. But again, just be careful with how you spread out the damage, or make sure you hit all 6. You can encounter a situation where you think you're hitting one. If you don't know this kind of like bottom area map, you might miss one of the dogs. We had, I think, 2 times with this group where we thought we damaged all 6 dogs, but we ended up damaging 5 and then killing 5 and then finding out there was a 6th one at full health, which really screwed us. A good combo you can run right now is you could use your ultimates. They do quite a bit of damage on these guys, or you guys can run the merciless fusion rifle, which is really strong right now against these warhounds, especially if you get everyone attacking at the same time. But you can also run Rat King, and when you guys all jump down, just make sure you're together damaging everything. You guys can go in a little circle and damage them all with the Rat King. You get a power buff and a speed buff. The only thing is the Rat King kind of glitches out when you have 6 people right now. I don't know if it's just on this part or not, but the Rat King will glitch out and it'll start like moving left to right on the map, very viciously and furiously. So just be careful with what you guys decide on using. It doesn't really matter, but whatever weapon you can get the most damage in and then finish them all within 3 or 4 rounds, then that's the one you want to go for. Again, memorize the bottom pass. The spores, once you guys hit the flowers, the empowering spores kind of cover the whole base floor, so that your top 2 guys, when they jump down, they'll also get that power buff. So make sure they're not standing up top using the prism stones to kill the beast. It does absolutely nothing. As you saw here, we had, I think it was 2 dogs alive. When there's not many alive, all they're going to do is just let out a psionic howl and it immediately finds you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we had 2 left, and we thankfully found the last one in the middle, and we were able to finish him off and get our key. So I'm going to let you guys finish watching the rest of this, and if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment in the section below. This is pretty much it for the word based. Just make sure you guys have a good team doing this in communication with the prism zones. If they're not telling you guys the right way or helping you guys out, figure out the dogs, and make sure you just find 2 other people that's going to take over or switch them out. And that's that. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys didn't have too much trouble on this part. This part probably took us about 3-4 hours, just because we were actually doing a blind playthrough. We were able to figure all this stuff out by ourselves. But it was rough. It was one of the longest part of the raids. I did not really enjoy this part too much. So I'm going to wish you guys the best of luck on this part of the video, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, which is the gauntlet. A lot easier than this part, so you guys stay tuned and keep an eye out for that. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video if you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.